Hello, and welcome to Get Creative at Home. My name is Corey, and this month we are doing a string art craft. So if you signed up for the kit, you'll get all the materials you'll need. But if not, there's not really too many things involved in this. It's basically just yarn and some cardboard and some Mod Podge. If you had seen one of our older videos, you may have seen like a different version of string art that we've done. With that version, basically it was taking a block of wood and putting a bunch of nails on it, and then wrapping the yarn around the nails to create a image or a pattern. This one, it's a slightly easier version, and it's a nail and hammer free version. Basically, you're inserting the yarn into the notches of the cardboard and then wrapping it around the cardboard to create different patterns or images. So like I said, in the kit, there is several different colors of yarn you can use to create different designs or patterns. There is 2 circular cardboard pieces, and then there are also two more circular cardboard pieces with holes that you can use as borders or frames if you want. It's up to you. After you finish the design, you may decide that you don't want a frame on it, and that's perfectly fine. In a couple of the examples I did, and when we did the class in person, some people chose to include the frame and some chose not to. So it's up to you. You'll see when you get to the end of your craft whether or not you want to include that part. But basically, like I said, we are taking the yarn and inserting it in the notches and then pulling the yarn around the piece and then inserting it in another notch. So that's basically how you would create a line. So as you can see at the moment, in the video I made sort of a fan pattern, and that is a pretty basic one. So you're starting on one end of your circle and then pulling the yarn over to the other side and then inserting it into that end. And then basically you're just looping back around and going back to that starting point, and then moving on to another notch. And you just repeat that a couple times, and you will wind up with that fan pattern like that. You can also create shapes like triangles and squares. First, I usually just sort of look at it and sort of estimate what notches are best to create that shape, and then I will take the string and insert it in my first point, and then move it to the second point. Depending on if you're doing a triangle or a square, you're just gonna repeat that and move on to the next point in your shape, and then repeat until you wind up back at the starting point again. But it's pretty much up to you what pattern you choose. I hope my explanation is helpful and you're able to create something cool. Once you're finished with your overall design, like I said, it's up to you whether or not you put the frame on it. With some of the designs, I find that the most interesting part is towards the edge of the frame, and then with some of them, the more interesting part is the design that's in the center. So for example, with this last circle that I'm doing, basically I created a square, and then by slightly rotating the string into one of the notches next to my starting point, I was able to like repeat that square pattern, but like turn it into like a spiral. So with that one, like the center of the craft was more interesting than like the outer end, but then like with this other one that I made, where I have like the triangle going around the fan shape, it's more interesting on the edges of it. So with that one, I wound up not putting the frame on it, but again, it's up to you. With the frame, basically just put some Mod Podge around the circular border piece, and then just press that down onto your canvas and just leave it there, and it should dry, and you'll be set to go. You can also use hot glue if you have that on hand. That would dry a little quicker. But Mod Podge works as well. You may want to like put something on top of it to like sort of press it down and keep it from sliding or coming off. But there you have it. So as always, definitely check out our website, suffolkpubliclibrary.com, for upcoming programs and events. Next month for Get Creative, we are doing a mosaic craft. We're going to be using bits of glass and recycled reflective CD pieces, and we're going to be arranging them to create cool patterns. Hope you enjoyed this month's craft, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.